After the death of Moses, the Lord said to Joshua,
My servant Moses is dead. Now then, you and all these people, get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land I am about to give to the Israelites. I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and courageous, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to their ancestors to give to them. Be strong and very courageous. Do not be discouraged. Be careful to obey all the laws my servant Moses gave you, so you may be successful wherever you go. Keep this book of the law always on your lips.
So Joshua ordered the officers of the people, Go through the camp and tell the people, Get your provisions ready. 3 days from now you will cross the Jordan here to go in and take possessions of the land the Lord your God is giving you for your own. Then they answered Joshua, Whatever you have commanded us we will do, and where you send us we will go. Just as we fully obeyed Moses, so we will obey you. May the Lord your God be with you as he was with Moses. Whoever rebels against your word and does not obey it, whatever you may command them, will be put to death. Only be strong and courageous. 2 things separated the Israelites from their promise of homeland. First, the Jordan River, a formidable barrier. Second, the rite of circumcision, the sign of God's covenant with his people. Joshua organized the march to the land, with the Ark of the Covenant leading the way. When the priests carrying the sacred ark touched the river bank, the Jordan's brisk flow ceased. The people crossed on dry ground. Once camped on the other side, the circumcisions were performed. For a few painful days, the only able-bodied people in the camp were females. Then came the first battle, a test of faith and courage after 40 years of training. Now the gates of Jericho were securely barred because of the Israelites. No one went out and no one came in. Then the Lord said to Joshua,
See, I have delivered Jericho into your hands, along with its king and its fighting men. March around the city once with all the armed men. Do this for 6 days. Have 7 priests carry trumpets of ram's horns in front of the ark. On the 7th day, march around the city 7 times, with long blasts on the trumpets. Have the whole army give a loud shout. Then the wall of the city will collapse and the army will go up, everyone straight in, and take the city.
God had told Joshua and the Israelites that the spoil of war was his alone. God also helped the Israelites to be victorious over the army of Ai. Yet Joshua made a mistake in not turning to God to guide him when some deceptive people from Gibeon arrived. They pretended to be from a far-off land, and they sought a treaty with the Israelites. Joshua made the treaty without consulting the wisdom of the Lord. Then he found out that the delegation was really from Gibeon, a neighboring tribe. He was constrained by his treaty, so he could not conquer the people and take their land. Word got out about Joshua's peace treaty and other kings took up arms. Joshua defeated many ancient cities who took up arms against the Israelites. Many cities have been forgotten by history. Yet, for the Israelites, each name listed represented risk, loss, hardship, and struggle. God's promise to Abraham centuries earlier was coming to pass. A new nation was being formed. Much of the promised land was theirs, much still remained to be taken. In the meantime, their leader had some final words of encouragement and challenge. After a long time had passed and the Lord had given Israel rest from all their enemies around them, Joshua, by then a very old man, summoned all Israel, their elders, leaders, judges, and officials, and said to them, I am very old. You yourselves have seen everything the Lord your God has done to all these nations. It was the Lord your God who fought for you. Remember how I have allotted as an inheritance for your tribe all the land of the nations that remain, the nations I conquered, between the Jordan and the Mediterranean Sea in the west. The Lord your God himself will push them out for your sake. He will drive them out before you, and you will take possessions of their land, as the Lord your God promised you. Now I am about to go the way of all the earth. You know with all your heart and soul that not one of all the good promises your Lord your God have promised you will fail or has failed. But just as all the good things the Lord your God has promised will come to you, he will also bring on you all the evil things he has threatened. If you violate the covenant of the Lord your God, or go serve other gods and bow down to them, the Lord's anger will burn against you, and you will quickly perish from the good land he has given you. After these things, Joshua son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died at the age of 110 and was buried in the land of his inheritance.